Namaste friends, welcome to Yoga Bliss with Shelly, and I am Shelly, and this is Joy, and this is Jasper. If you have been watching, this guy's 5 months old, and if you've seen some of the videos of him growing, he is growing huge. So today's practice is going to be yoga for shoulder injury, because sometimes we have shoulder injuries, we still want to move our bodies. So grab any and all props necessary, a stool, blocks, blanket, bolster, all the things, and join me on the mat. Unroll the mat, unpeel the edges, and together let us do this. Namaste friends, welcome back. Join me in a crisscross applesauce. If that does not work for your hips or your legs, I invite you to grab yourself a stool, or you can just sit, however works best for your body, because yoga is not a one size fits all. And right here, I encourage you to grab either a pillow or a little blanket and get those under your sit bones, just so you're sitting on a little bit of this ledge, and that's going to give you this nice pelvic tilt. As our pelvis tilts, we're able to get the maximum capacity of lung power, and we're able to straighten our spine up a lot more. And I know when we have shoulder injuries, it is more difficult to do lots of things because our body is hunched forward. So allowing yourself just to find that crisscross applesauce or that butterfly, or even if you need to sit with your legs up or toes up, whatever works best for you. And we're going to just start with a little breath practice, because even if we have a shoulder injury, if we're immobile in the shoulder, we need to breathe to slow it down and to help oxygenate the body. So really tune into your seat, right? Wiggle around, exhale, shake it out, get all those wiggles out here. Close the eyes or just find something to focus on, and just let your breath organically come in and out for a few times. Naturally, that will make the breath increase, or it will shallow and shorten. On the next inhale, we're going to breathe the breath down into the belly, filling the belly up big and fluid, into the diaphragm, and then deeply exhale. So melt that jaw away, ah, and let the breath come out. You can make an ah or a ha sound on the next one. So we're going to take 5 of these. That was 1, 4 at your own pace. Last one. Make it strong, make it count, make it the deepest, most expansive exhale you've done all day. Excellent work, my friends. And from here, I really want you to encourage you to really listen to your body, and obviously consult your trusted healthcare provider before you embark on any physical activity, especially when you have an injury. So from the center, and knowing that this is going to be different for us all, we're going to inhale, raising the arms up to what you can, right? I have more mobility in this arm than I do in this arm right now, and that's okay. And then we're going to exhale, we're going to twist to the left. And whatever that looks like, sometimes a shoulder injury can make it really hard to do many things. I know I was stuck for about a week and a half here with my arm hugging around my body, and that's okay. So if you can, maybe encourage that hand to rest on that left knee, and use that breath and breathe it in and breathe it out. We're going to breathe into a 3 count. We're going to exhale to a 5 count. We're going to do that 3 times. So breathe in 3, exhale to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Okay, 2 more. Exhale 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale to 3. Exhale to 5. Awesome. Really feel that twist. I know that we're more, right? We're more locked up in our poses. I can't think of the word right. We can't do as many poses, and I keep thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do a downward dog next? Inhale to center, and that's okay. We have to just be where we are. We're going to exhale, twisting to the left side, and again, wherever you are in your body, in your shoulder, I definitely recommend blocks for this practice, or if you have a book or something that you can use to help you with your shoulder, right? It could be one shoulder, it could be two shoulders. So we're going to exhale, put that hand on the block, and we're going to bring this opposite hand, this left hand, and you can bring it to the knee, and just allow your twist to wring out your spine here like it's this dirty towel. I always like to imagine like this towel that you put in maybe dirty water, and you pick it up and just squeeze it, and you're wringing out all the toxins and the yucky stuff in the body. So we're going to come back to that breath. We're going to inhale to 3 count, exhale to 5 count, and we're going to do that 3 times. So take this at your own pace. And however you need to get that breath, if it's through the nose, through the jaw, whatever works best for you, but really try to make that inhale through the nose. And really allow yourself to find that edge, that space between too much and not enough. Exhaling, my friends, meet me back at center. And again, wherever you are with your body, so you can leave those crisscross applesauce feet, or you can bring them to the earth. I'm still on the blanket, and that feels good for me, so you tune into what feels good for your sit bones. I know that pelvic tilt just helps bring more length in the spine, and it allows us to have more oxygen into the diaphragm, expanding the lungs up. So from here, we're going to do some seated cow and cats, right? So that's just like the flexion and the arching of the spine. So with the hands on the knees, if that feels good. If the shoulder injury is getting you and you need to hug it in, I completely understand. Put it where you need to be. You could also use that block and rest the hand on the block. You can get another block on this side, which I really like, and you can inhale. We're going to arch forward. Exhale, arch. So flex forward is what I meant. Hands to knees, hands to shins if that feels good. Grow up. So exhale this next one and really arch and curve the spine. Oh, let it be nice and flex, flex, flex. And now inhale, kind of shoot forward and find that nice arch in the back of the spine. So that's where the chin and the tail are going to more kind of curve up and back. Inhale. Tune into your own inhales and exhales. I remember when I first started practicing yoga that I would get really caught up on following the instructor, and if I didn't follow my yoga teacher, I would get really perturbed and annoyed at myself. So know that this is your practice. I'm just here to help guide you and lead you. It's your breath and your body, right? And even when we have shoulder injuries or any other injuries of the body, we still must move our body to keep healthy. Especially if we have to sit a lot or whatever the thing is, we need to move our bodies to keep healthy. Take 2 more of those. And really tap into the parts of your body that are working, that are healthy, and that are functioning, because that's really important in the body. Awesome work, my friends. From here, whatever this looks like for you, we're going to get onto the knees here, kind of more in this tabletop position. I know that I am having a very hard time right now with kind of pressing into the earth. It's scary because it hurts. It's my rotator cuff is all jacked up. So if you need here, you can, if you have hard floors, you can grab a blanket to get under those knees. If you have a nice fluffy carpet, you're probably good here. So if you do have that shoulder injury, I definitely recommend a block or some books or something that you can use for your support here. So right, if we're going to be in this tabletop position, and for me, right, it's my left arm, and I have to be very careful of the things that I'm doing. So downward dogs are not going to be in the picture for me. And even getting myself in this tabletop position is a little bit, right, it gets a little bit scary here. So just do your best to find what feels good for you, even if you need to bring one hand to the body and just find this little tabletop position. And from here, we're going to just come back towards the heels and whatever this looks like from you, my friends. And so normally I would say get yourself into a plank position or a downward dog, and then meet me in a forward fold, right? So, but I have the shoulder injury, and a downward dog is not recommended for a shoulder injury. So we're not gonna do that today. We're gonna kind of just make our way up. So from this tabletop, we're just gonna kind of step one foot up, whatever this looks like for you, step the other foot up, and then we're gonna forward fold. I brought this stool here because this stool is very helpful, and I really enjoy it when my shoulder is healing on the healing journey. So if you have a stool or you have a wall, I really invite you to use that. You can also use your blocks here. I'm gonna take my glasses off because I'm getting in my way. Now we're gonna allow ourselves to just fold forward. And whatever this looks like for you in your shoulder, right? Sometimes we can go all the way down to the floor. When we have these restrictions in our bodies and we're healing and these injuries, we really need to be gentle to our bodies. So, right, if you need to bring that arm in of the injured side of the body and hinge forward, or if you can just gently be cautious, be kind to yourself, and hinge forward to what feels good for you. And I definitely recommend a nice generous bend to the knees here. And we're gonna inhale, raising to this half flat back. And we're just gonna slowly rise up. And we're gonna meet in this mountain, right? This mountain is this really grounding, strong representation of our body, that we can be strong and strengthened in the earth. And right here, we have the shoulder injury, but these feet, right? These feet are doing really good. These legs are strong. We need to stretch and stand up high into our legs. I'm going to face you. You can definitely choose to bring the stool along if you would like to, and I'll just kind of move this in the front if we need this a little bit forward. So we're going to do this kind of forward fold in these little synchronistic kind of isometric ways. So we're just going to inhale just a little bit, and we're going to touch the hips. We're going to exhale all the way to standing. Then we're going to exhale down, and we're going to touch the middles of the thighs. Inhale to standing, and take it slow at your own pace. Inhale to the tops of the knees. Exhale to standing. And really, when you're standing, I want you to root your feet on the earth, find your balance. And again, if you need this stool, if it's feeling like you need that, reach for that. Now we're gonna go for the knees. We're gonna exhale, hinge forward to the knees. Inhale to raise it up. Really find your grounding and draw the strength up from the calves, all the way wrapping around the hamstrings, into the glutes, into the core, into the top of the body, and even into the shoulders. Even if you have a shoulder injury or an arm injury, right? We can find the strength, and by humbly tucking that chin, we're gonna exhale, touch just below the kneecaps. Inhale to rise. Exhale to halfway down the shins. And here you might find you might need a more generous bend like I do, and that's okay. Inhale to rise, right? They call it in yoga root to rise. Your roots are your feet. You're gonna rise up. Exhale, if you can, bend forward, leaning into, and you can touch the ankles. We're gonna inhale, rise. My mat is getting jacked up, so I'm gonna fix it. If you do have that block, you might wanna pop this out for this last one, or might not, so just see what you need, right? Inhale to standing, exhale if you can. Exhale, touch your toes. If you need to, bend to your knees, right? Big bend here, big generous bend here. If you need, you can just touch the block, right? Inhale to rise. If your body will allow you, exhale, touch the ground, right? And if touching the ground is pretty hard, grab that block, grab that stool. It's not a one size fits all. Now we're gonna inhale to rise. This block is my friend. Okay, we're gonna do that one more time. So inhale, standing. Sometimes you get that free little rise of energy, that free little high. Woo! So pause, find yourself if you need to. I just got that. Find your stool. We're gonna inhale to rise. Okay, touch the hips. Just a little gentle hinge forward. Inhale, find length in that spine. Exhale, arching forward, touch the middle of the thighs. Inhale, raise to standing. Exhale, touch the tops of the knees. And each time, right, as we're moving further down, inhale to rise, feeling the arch of the spine a little bit more, tuning into your glutes, your bottom muscles, and your hamstrings, the backs of your legs, the thighs, the fronts of the legs, and just really tune into pressing into the earth, right? Exhale, hinging, touching the middles of the knees. Slowly, mindfully, up to standing, right? Do it again. Exhale, below the knees. Hinging forward, slow and steady. Root to rise, my friends, okay? Exhale to the halfway to the calves. This is not the calves, this is the shins. The calves are on the back. If you want to touch the calves, you could. Inhale to raise. Okay, wherever you are in your body, if you need that block, you can try to touch. Do your best, go down. If you can touch the ankles, that's great. If you can only go halfway, be where you are in your body. To rise. Exhale if you can, touch the tops of your toes. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, use that block if you need it, or try to touch the ground. Inhale, root to rise. Awesome. Okay, now from here we're gonna do some movements to help that shoulder. Mine is the rotator cuff. So we're gonna return to that forward fold here. So kind of open the feet up a little bit more wide. We're gonna exhale down to the earth, bending those feet if that feels good for you. And if you would like, you can use that stool on this side. And we're gonna hang the arm that is the injured arm. And again, listen to yourself. Ask your trusted healthcare provider. This is gonna be more of like this kind of gentle yoga, physical therapy for the shoulder. So let the weight just kind of hang on its own like it's this little pendulum. And we're just gonna slowly start by moving the weight of the arm forward and backwards. We're gonna inhale into it, exhale out of it. And just slowly pay attention to yourself. Really tune into your neck. Is your neck really drooping and sagging? Is it pitched way up high? Just try to find the right balance. I almost like to imagine like you're holding like a giant, like a medium-sized cantaloupe here, right? And we're keeping this subtleness and the softness in the neck, and we're still activating through the core here as we're hanging. And we're gonna just go forward and backwards. Feels so good. Now we're slowly just gonna kind of make our pendulum of our arm go side to side. So we're just gonna go right and left. Go at your own pace, and again, listen to your body. Right? This is why we're not slamming into those downward dogs, because we're working at healing the ligaments, the tendons, the joints, the muscles, the nerves, all of the things. And we're gonna slowly take this side to side. Use that breath and breathe into it. Awesome. Now we're gonna slowly take these more vertical, which for you it's gonna be right forward and backwards, figure eights. So you're gonna slowly just go forward, around to the 8, and swirl around to the 8 in the back. Inhale, bring it back. And totally just really let the weight hang. And you're kind of using your hand to move, and you're softening through the shoulders. You're being very gentle in the shoulder, right? You're listening. If anything is like Bernie stretchy pulley, you're gonna just say, not today, right? Just listen, be gentle with yourself. Awesome. Do 2 more figure eights this way. And then we're gonna pause it, and then we're gonna reverse that figure eight. So whatever direction you were going, you're gonna reverse and go the opposite direction. So you're really focused on the inhale, exhale. So maybe as you're drawing the figure eight towards the top, it's the inhale, and you're coming back to the bottom, it's the exhale. Take 3 more of these, full figure eight. Last one. Awesome work. Now we're going to do more of these figure eights from side to side. Actually, let's just do a few pendulum swings side to side. So left to the right. You can use your hips a little bit if that feels good. And then we're going to twist in that figure eight, right? So we're going to loop that figure eight in. Exhale. So bringing in one direction, right? Slowly and mindfully taking that direction, really listening to the shoulder. Kind of, it's like we're getting in between those crunchy, ouchy, injured, keloidy, nasty spots. And we're working love, we're working kindness in here. So we're breathing that breath in and letting it go. Awesome work. Do one more. Okay, we're gonna go the opposite direction, right? So whatever direction you were going, just turn it around. Oh, can you turn this direction around? That was really confusing for me. I think you can. Yes, you can. You can, right? Turn it around. Awesome work, my friends. Okay, take 4 more of these at your own pace. Awesome work. We're gonna slowly hinge upright. We were over for a little bit. If you need that stool, you can give yourself a little seat. Ha ha ha, take a little minute. Okay, now we're gonna root our feet into the earth. We're gonna find just like a nice strengthening standing pose. We're gonna find a warrior one. So warrior one, you're just gonna root that right foot into the earth and you're gonna bend into the knee. You just wanna be careful that you're not pressing the knee all the way past the toes. When you look down, you just wanna see the tips of the big toe. Whatever this looks like for you. If your hips are more restricted or your knees, you're gonna wanna, be more gentle and be more standing up. So this left foot, the toes are gonna face the corner of the mat at a 45-degree angle. You're gonna want a gentle bend to the hind leg, right? You really wanna root through those all four corners of the feet. In yoga, we have four corners, 2 in the front, 2 in the rear. The hips here, my friends, are gonna wanna face the short edge of the mat and really rip that mat away. Press the feet into the earth. Oh, feel that great stretch in the back of the calf, running up to the back of the glute, but really find strength. I just found my calf and the back of my glute being very loose and lazy. So we're gonna tighten it up, tighten up the butt, tighten up the tummy muscles. We're gonna inhale here. So right, a traditional warrior one, arms are gonna be expansive. If we have this shoulder injury, I know mine is like, I can get to about here. So if you can get that cactus, rock it out. If you need to bend at the hips, that's okay too. So we're gonna inhale, bring that strengthening breath into the body. Let it go. Breathe that breath in, find strength, find this deep, beautiful, soft, in between deep and soft stretch on the legs. If you want it deeper, you could just really expand the legs further away. Like that is feeling so good in my calf that I can't even tell you. So I'm gonna push it back. And that's great here. Really squeeze through that pelvic wall, squeezing up through the core. 2 breaths. Let it go. Bring that breath in. Let it go. Slow transition to a warrior 2, which is Virabhadrasana 2. I'm gonna move this tool out of the way, right? We're just opening up that left foot facing the long edge of the mat, right? Hips are gonna face the long edge of the mat. The heart is, it's just this gentle transition. And again, tuning into this front leg. My toes were just facing way in. So do your best to align your joints, because when we treat our joints kind, we are keeping healthy joints. We really want to be aware of what we're doing to our joints, because a lot of us get these injuries because we're not taking mindfulness precautions with our bodies. So from here, we're going to exhale. We're going to raise those arms, whatever you can do. If this shoulder is allowing you, maybe give it a little love. Make it go long and strong. Maybe if it's not, you can be like, yes, and this is okay. Maybe that arm, if there is an arm that's working better, you can be like, yes, find your strength, find your inner Jedi. Do what feels good for you. If it feels good, maybe you can bring those palms up to the sky or palms to the earth. 2 big breaths here. Let's return to that 3 count in and 5 count out. So ready? 1, 2 in, 1, 2, 3 in. Exhale 5. 1 more. Exhale 5 out. Awesome work. From here, we're going to inhale, right? We're just going to make this gentle transition. Both feet are going to face the short edge of the mat. And now we're just going to redirect our body facing the left edge of the mat, right? So our left foot is going to face the short edge of the mat. With that nice bend, we're going to root into the earth. We're going to reposition that hind foot facing the corner of the mat at that 45-degree angle. Gentle bend to this hind leg. Okay, find that stretch, find that warrior 1. Remember, warrior 1, hips face that short edge of the mat here. Finding that inner strength and that energy, and allow it to just rush up the calves to the backs of the hamstrings, the glutes, and the tummy. Inhale, finding your inner warrior. Exhaling it out. You can also find that bend here. Exhale it out. Return to that 3 count in. Exhale, 5 count out. 1 more of those. Yes, good job. From here, repositioning, opening up the hips, opening up that leg on the outside to that warrior 2. So if you want that deeper stretch, you can just open those legs up. If you need to have more of a shallow stance, listen to your body. It's really important to listen to your body always. Exhale, arms, whatever this looks like for you. Long and strong. Find your strength. You can also find a bend here. Find your inner warrior by gazing over the hand in the front. Use that breath in, 3 count. Exhale, 5 count. Really rooting those feet into the earth. Squeeze those calves in and the hamstrings. Get this nice leg stretch here. Good work. Let it go. Inhale that breath in. Let it go. Awesome work. From here, both feet facing belong into the mat. And we're just going to slowly grab the stool or chair if you need it. We're going to heels to toes in. So it's just as it sounds, heels come in, toes come in. So this next one, we're going to finish, we're going to use a wall. So if you have a wall, find your wall. We're going to do just a few little movements that are going to encourage strengthening and healing of the shoulder. So from the wall, I'm going to kind of come to this side of the wall here so you can see me, right? We're going to put hands onto the wall, and we're just going to slowly make these motions. We're going to push up, almost like you have a rag and you're wiping up in the wall. So stance your feet into the earth. If you need to move your mat with you, you can. We're going to inhale up, exhale down. You can do this with both hands. So from the core, we're going to inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, go up as high as you can, maybe. Your arm will let you go a little bit higher. My wall is disappearing. We're going to exhale down, slow and steady. Inhale it up, exhale it down. 2 more, inhale up, exhale down. Now we're going to go to the left. So we're going to go to the left, inhale to the right. Go to the left, inhale to the right. Whatever works for you. You know what's funny is I'm saying inhale, but I'm actually exhaling. So there you go with that whole do what works best for you, not what the teacher's saying, because even if you are the teacher, you may contradict yourself. Inhale it up, exhale it out. Awesome work. Now we're going to just do a few motions going down. Exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. Take 3 more of those. Exhale down, inhale up. Last one, exhale down, inhale up. Awesome work, my friends. And usually I would end in a savasana, a shavasana, and today though, we're gonna finish in just a seated position. So I know sometimes it can be hard to get down. Do whatever you need. If you wanna just grab that stool and sit your batuti in the stool, sit in that stool. So whatever it looks like for you, right? If you can get your butt down to the earth, you can sit in that crisscross applesauce. You can find a hero's pose. I like to take a block and kind of just sit back on it in more of this hero's pose. Awesome work. And we're just going to take this minute to complete this practice and just acknowledge ourselves and acknowledge us for showing up and that we're actually healing. And even though sometimes it feels like it's forever, that it's okay. So we're going to do that with some breath work first. We're going to come back to that 3 count in and that 5 count out. And we're going to do this for 5 times. So just put one hand on your thigh, and for every breath, just press that finger in so you know exactly where you are. Okay, so I'm going to do this with you. Know that I haven't left you. I'm here. I encourage you to close your eyes for this one. Or if that's hard for you, find a drishti, a visual point. Okay, so together 5 breaths. Lengthen in 3. Exhale 5. 4 more. Last one, my friends. Wonderful work. And from here, we're just gonna gently cross the arms, right? Like we're crossing the midsection, or that just always feels so good. This is an act of self-kindness. And with your eyes closed, I want you to just acknowledge yourself, and I want you to just repeat to yourself, I am healing. I am healing. And just trust that your body is healing at its own pace, and that sometimes injuries happen because this is our body's message telling us that we need to slow it down and we need to learn to be okay with where we are. And I strongly believe that. And I know it's frustrating because I even say that and get annoyed because yeah, I want to do my crow poses and my down dogs and shoulder stands. Right now in my life, it's not the time for that. It's the time just to to slow down and love my body and take care of my body as this is for you. So as you breathe that breath in, hugging your body in, breathing love in for yourself, exhaling that love out. Now breathing a breath of compassion in, because we need this. This is really important for us. Breathing that compassion out. Breathing that healing in. And breathing that healing out. And just bringing those palms, kissing palms to the heart, or wherever you can go with this. And just acknowledging all the good and the love within you. I acknowledge it in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I'm sending you all of the healing vibes. And just take it one day at a time. One little yoga practice at a time. One icing at a time. And knowing that your body is on its own unique journey to recovery. I love you so much. I will see you back here very soon.